by the standing orders. If the Speaker gives a direction to close on small issues so that we can proceed on with the debate, you should respect the process and abide by it. So I'll go to Senator. I hope it is not another one like that. Let me not anticipate it. But yes.
Madam Speaker, that is exactly the point you was
because
making.
I don't want us
because
to argue.
Because you do not know why I've asked for clarification.
Proceed, Senator Sifuna.
Madam Speaker, in my understanding of Standing Order 98, when a member rises, and this is the words of the Standing Order themselves, 98.3, when a member rises on a point of order, the chair must make a decision. It says the Speaker shall either give a decision on the point of order forthwith or announce that the decision is deferred for consideration. Madam Speaker, all we are saying, like for me, I am not clear on whether a decision was taken by the chair on the point of order that precipitated the kicking out of the minority leader. So my clarity is, what was the decision of the chair on the point of order that was raised by Senator Wambua following the things that Senator Cherargei said? And Madam Speaker, please just be patient with us, because yes, we want to know what that ruling was. What was the ruling on the point of order? Because it was not clear from where I was sitting, observing the proceedings, what the point of order decision was. Was the point made, or was the point that Senator Cherargei making, was it substantiated or not? That is the decision we wanted to make, because there are consequences for failure to substantiate, and I've suffered those consequences myself. If the rules of debate are adhered to, Madam Speaker, you will not find people trying to find other ways to inject themselves into a debate, for as long as the rules are followed.
So you want to know whether
yes.
a ruling was rendered?
Clarity, what was the decision?
Cherargei.
Yes, on the point of order.
For purposes of clarity,
yes,
I will give you
Thank
the
you.
process that
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The point raised, point of clarification was sought. I requested Senator Cherargei to proceed on and clarify. He did not clarify properly. I gave him a second chance. He gave an answer. The answer does not have to meet the exact expectation of the one who is requesting. As long as he has offered the answer, I discharged it because he had offered the answer. I closed out on that matter. On the point of clarification that Senator Enoch Wabua has also sought for, it was clearly not a point of clarification, and that is why I also clarified as a speaker that you cannot use the wrong standing order, say you want to give a point of information, and all you are doing is to look for an opportunity to bash the speaker's seat. What is your point of order?
From your ruling or clarification, I invite you to look at Standing Order number 105. 1. A senator shall be responsible for the accuracy of the facts that the senator alleges to be true and may be required to substantiate any facts instantly. Now, in this case, Senator Cherargei alluded to the fact that he's been sent by so many people except the retired President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, is that a statement of fact? And can he substantiate that fact?
Senator Mohammed, I closed that matter, and I cautioned Senator Cherargei not to throw in names of people who should not be thrown into that conversation. I will now proceed on. Let us have Senator Cheptumo. I have closed that matter now. Senator Wambua, I have closed that matter. Senator Cheptumo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, our country, Kenya, is a great country. It's great, Madam Speaker, because in 2007, we had a situation that almost brought our country to collapse. But because of the session where, Madam Speaker, dialogue was given a chance, our country came back and we continued. After the elections of 2022, Madam Speaker, we had a similar situation. And our leaders, led by the President, gave a chance to dialogue and consensus building together with the leader of the Azimio. So, Mr. Speaker, Madam, we have been able to save our country in many occasions by the actions of our leaders. I therefore want to take this moment to thank the President for his desire to unite the country and ensure that Kenya is peaceful, and also the leader of the Azimio equally for agreeing that they have this dialogue committee. Madam Speaker, that move is important because we have no other country. This is our country. This is the heritage of our children. And it's important, Madam Speaker, that each one of us plays a role in ensuring that this country remains united, peaceful. And I'm happy that this dialogue committee, Madam Speaker, were able to go through the process and is able to table the report before us. Madam Speaker, I have gone through the report, and I want to submit that the contents of this report, the recommendations therein, is a product of Kenyans, their opinions, and what they think is good for us. And so, Madam Speaker, it's not just a report of the few members of this dialogue committee, because we are told several stakeholders with various political, economic interests, Madam Speaker, were able to submit to the dialogue committee. And Madam Speaker, having been in the parliament of 10 parliament during the 2007-2008, during that time of Kofi Annan, I was serving as the Assistant Minister of Justice. And we saw the capacity of our country to hold together again, even when we have issues. And so, Mr. Speaker, it is a great thing for us that now it is before this House. It is before the House of the national leaders, given to us under the Constitution, the sovereign will of the people, so that, Madam Speaker, we add value to this discussion which has been done. Madam Speaker, because of time, allow me just to refer to a few recommendations by the committee. Madam Speaker, devolution is a very critical principle that has brought our country far in terms of development. Recommendation number 852, paragraph 852, talks about allowing the county assemblies, Madam Speaker, to invite the CECs to appear before the House of the county assemblies and be able, Madam Speaker, to answer questions. We enjoyed that privilege, Madam Speaker, today. We were able to amend our standing orders, and today we have ministers appearing before us, part of oversight, part of ensuring that government is answerable to the Kenyan people through the elected leaders. Madam Speaker, I support the recommendation 852 that we should allow the county assemblies to invite the CECs, equivalent of the cabinet secretaries in our situation in Nairobi or the national government, so that, Madam Speaker, then the oversight is enhanced. Madam Speaker, you'll agree with me, and the House will also agree with me, that oversight is not well strengthened in our country, in terms, especially in the county assemblies, in the county governments. So this will be one of the, I've seen my time is almost ending. Madam Speaker, paragraph 836, impeachment of the governors. Madam Speaker, I agree with the recommendation that we need a comprehensive law that outlines the steps to be taken And I think one of the members here was talking about we should have been able to keep that provision in this particular report. Madam Speaker, not all is lost. We have the power to now comprehensively develop a law that will be able to set the standards for impeachment. Recommendation 842, resolving the electoral disputes, Madam Speaker. I want to agree that we take that away from the IBC and allow the parties to manage their resolution so that